That we're going to establish a nonprofit agency to help victims of domestic violence. We saw that there was such an incredible need in the community, and we wanted to solicit the help from other attorneys. And that's what we've done. Are You Safe is comprised of over 30 volunteer attorneys, and I've really tried to express our gratitude to the attorneys that are here today, because we could not function without the attorneys that volunteer their time. And we're established in 2009. Since 2009, our volunteer attorneys have dedicated over 445 hours of pro bono work, which is absolutely amazing. And that means that they've dedicated anywhere from 4 hours to 10 hours, 20 hours, and as many as 45 to 50 hours on cases. And for a private practitioner, that's a lot of time. And when you're billing per hour, that's also a lot of money that you're not billing for. So from Are You Safe, and as the president of the organization, we truly thank you for your dedication. You know, at times we get a lot of injunctions that are within 24 hours, and we have to place the victims with an attorney. And we've had some amazing attorneys that have always volunteered and are always willing to give so much of themselves and their time. Are You Safe is comprised of some amazing board members. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without the working board. What does that mean? It means that everyone on the board dedicates tons of time, and I'm talking about probably 20, 30, sometimes 40, 50 hours a month to make sure that we are taking care of the victims in our community. Our board is comprised of Liz Rudin, and she's our vice president, Natalie Baird, Corey Baird, John Corso, my husband Jason Valkenberg. Michelle Sanchez cannot be here today, and Angie Fox cannot be here either. She's in California. But the working board, we work very hard and try to raise money for the organization. We are completely funded by the sponsors that are in the room today. So I'd like to acknowledge, or Natalie will be acknowledging all the sponsors shortly. But I wanted to kind of go through a little bit of some of the statistics, because it really shows the significance of why our organization is needed in Hillsborough County. And I'd like to read the FDLE reports because to me it's astonishing. And when I speak to organizations and I tell them this is what's happening in our community, most community members have no idea that it really hits home and how it affects every single person. In 2011 alone in Hillsborough County, there were 7,580 cases of domestic violence that were reported in Hillsborough County alone. That was Hillsborough County alone. If you look at the state of Florida, it was over 120,000 cases, and we're talking about anywhere from murder to aggravated assault, battery cases, forcible rapes. So this is happening in Hillsborough County, in Pinellas County, in the state of Florida, and it's something that we as a community need to acknowledge and come together to stop the cycle of violence. And we cannot do that without the support of members in the community like you. So thank you very much for coming here, because it shows that you're interested in what we're doing as an organization and that you want to be a part of our organization and ending the cycle of violence. So I'm going to hand it over to Natalie, and she's going to talk a little bit about some of our sponsors.
Thanks, Miriam. Miriam has done a tremendous job this year. Thank you, Miriam, so much. By show of hands, how many women are in the room? Okay, we've got probably close to 50%. How many men in the room? There you go. Okay, I'm sorry, we're probably 60-40. Chances are there's a survivor in this room, and there definitely is a victim, because it's 1 in 4 women that are victims of domestic violence and 1 in 7 men. And as a litigator in this area, I will tell you that I represent men and I represent women, and they are real cases. And part of us establishing Are You Safe is that these people supported me because I just wanted to make sure that people had the opportunity to have the best chance of getting some type of safety measure in courts. So I just wanted to bring that up because, believe it or not, if you look around, I'm one of the survivors. Patty's one of the survivors. That's our keynote speaker. There's several of us in the room, and I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention because the numbers are really staggering. Maren talked about the way that we're funded is through private funding. I will tell you that everything that you guys give to us, it goes toward the fact that we can bring more awareness to domestic violence. All the little leaflets that you see, the stuff that says, Are You Safe? The fact that we could go out to organizations and give materials regarding domestic violence, all of the money that you guys give us goes toward that. And we had several people, or several organizations and people that helped us out this year in regards to sponsors, and I'd just like to acknowledge them. And if you're here, I know several of you are because I try to get around the room to make sure. If you will just kind of wave, I would appreciate it. Sykes Corporation, Andrea Thomas is here. They are our presenting sponsor. Thank you so much. Another important donor in our organization is Verizon Wireless, and Andrea was part of actually us getting that donation, and we appreciate her being a part of that, and also Verizon Wireless. Litigation support advisors, I don't know if Kristen or anybody is here from there, Kristen DeMio. She was also a sponsor. We had Agape Chic with Stacy Regan. She was our keynote speaker last year. She could not be here tonight. Sparkman and Sparkman, I know Shazi and Kevin are here to wave. Thank you. And Dominic Ferriello.
I love you, Nat.
Love you too, Dom.
With Lori's permission.
Dominic and I we started law school together, so it's been a long time. He's always there. He's got my back. Harrison Hunt. I don't know if anybody's here, Joe or Nancy. They were sponsors. Christine Durr, the law office of Christine Durr. She's here. She's always a great supporter and a volunteer for us. Florida Process. I'm not sure if Brandon shows, but he has been a great supporter. He actually does the service of process for all of our victims or anything that needs to be served for witnesses on the case. Danahan Murray, Dave Murray, I'm not sure if I saw him, but Mylisa Epps, Dr. Mylisa Epps or Brian Henry, I'm not sure if anybody is here from them, but they are also a sponsor. And Gorilla Connection, Eddie is here. He is a very big supporter. He does a lot of our videos and a lot of the things that we actually put on our website. He's given us some great and kind monies in order to actually make things go. And I want to thank our guitarist, and it's Louis Bermudez. Thank you so much for being here and giving us the music. We so appreciate that. So I can just ask everybody to give a round of applause for everybody that sponsored the party because we so appreciate it. I'm going to take her to Miriam and she's going to go ahead and continue.
As I mentioned, we really could not function without the endless hours that a lot of our volunteers have committed to the organization. So in appreciation of what they've done, I'd like to hand it over to Corey Baird, who is our incoming president in 2013, and Jason Balkenberg.
I'm already breaking stuff up here, looks like. So, Jason and myself, we work on the awards, the volunteer awards committee, and as you heard from both Natalie and Miriam, RSI provides victims free legal services, that is, injunctions, restraining orders, and these victims are represented by really good lawyers, and there's several of them that help us out. And they not only do it for free, but they go to trial. So it's a significant time commitment. And a lot of times, as you heard earlier, you might get the call on Wednesday and you need to be there on a Friday morning at 8:30. So you really have to be quick, move on it fast, do a really good job, and it's difficult, and then move your schedule around. So with that in mind, these volunteers really would drive what we do. In fact, the volunteers are the main reason that or the victims, that is, are the main reason that we we founded RU Safe several years ago, and the volunteers are really what helped drive it and push us forward. So with that in mind, I want to recognize some of the legal lawyer volunteers who've helped us out this year. So when you hear your name, could you come on up? Don Mahokovich, please. Don worked on the case, difficult case, took a lot of hours, so thank you, Don. Josh Sheridan. Josh has been a great supporter of RU Safe, and also while you're up here, Josh, your wife as well is a lawyer, Dina Sheridan. She's done a great job, and so we have an award for her as well. I know she couldn't make it; she's at a continuing education today, but you guys have done a great job for us. So again, we appreciate it. Chris Roach, please come on up. Thank you, Chris. Again, doing a great job.
Thank you.
Alberto Romero. Again, thank you, Alberto, for helping out the victims. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you. There were 3 people that couldn't make it tonight. One of them is Eric Partlow, someone we've known for a long time. He's helped us out for many years, as well as Adam Levine and Richard DePippo. And they've actually helped us out the last few years as well. So they couldn't make it. They've had other things going on. We really do appreciate all the work they've done to help out the victims. We also have 3 other awards that we're handing out. One is for Law Firm of the Year. The other one is for Legal Volunteer of the Year. The other one is for Community Volunteer of the Year. And you already met Josh Sheridan, and he and his wife have done a fantastic job at Basiglio and Sheridan Law Group. So we want to recognize them as the Law Firm of the Year again. So come on up here, Josh. In fact, this is the 2nd year in a row that their law firm has gotten the Law Firm of the Year award. Both him and his wife, Dina, have done at least 9 injunctions for victims over the last couple of years. They consistently help us out. They always seem to be there when we need them, and so we really do appreciate what they've done for us. You know, and on top of it, not just doing the injunctions, they show up at the golf tournament. They spend a lot of time there, and they really try to help out and help us out with awareness. So we really want to thank them and say thank you to Basiglio and Sheridan Law Group. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
The next award we're going to be giving out is for Volunteer of the Year, Attorney Volunteer of the Year. And when we sat down as a board a couple weeks ago to determine who was going to get this award, we looked at several different things. We looked at how many injunctions volunteers actually did. We looked at how many hours volunteers actually put into injunctions, and this one volunteer, we noticed he put a lot of hours in. So we looked at it, and there was only 1 injunction. And then so we started looking at more of the records, and we found out that this volunteer consistently seems to do 1 injunction a year, but looking at it, he seems to get the most difficult injunction every year, but he keeps coming back for more. So this person was smart this time. He called up this time and actually talked to Natalie Baird. And Natalie, being the salesperson that she is, this person asked, is this injunction going to be a difficult one? And Natalie, again, being the salesperson, she, oh no, this one's no problem. This one's going to be, there's no difficulty in this one. Well, 3 hearings later, legal issues that you would probably only see on a law school exam, and 23 billable hours later, Chris Roach was finally successful in getting injunction granted for one of our victims. So for that, Chris, we'd like to thank you and give you the Volunteer of the Year award. Thank you.
I know it was easy too. I know it was real easy.
We have one final award to give out, and this is for the Community Volunteer of the Year. And again, a little like Basiglio and Sheridan, we have a 2-time winner here. It's Maria Corso. Maria is fantastic. She's married to John. John is on our board here. And Maria literally has put in hundreds and hundreds of hours over the last couple of years. And in fact, in fact, she handles and coordinates all of the victims when they email in, when we get information about a new victim, an injunction being filed. She coordinates with the lawyer, with the volunteers, make sure that the lawyer and the volunteer get together, make sure that this process moves forward, rapidly and smoothly. Not to mention, she collects all the data. We have a bunch of data that we collect on these injunctions about whether they're granted, the time that it took to, the pro bono hours, that is. She collects all this information. Not to mention, she works the golf tournament with us for every year. In fact, last year she was there, and also she, at least the last couple of events, she takes the camera out, takes some great photos for us too. So we have those put on our website as well. So Maria really is kind of a jack of all trades, but does a ton of work for us and really has put in hundreds and hundreds of hours over the last few years. So we really want to thank her. Thank you again, Maria. Appreciate it. I want to hand it back to Miriam Velez here.
And actually, Chris, I think it was 43 hours or 53 hours.
Last year.
Yeah, that you dedicated on the one case.
And we got the attorney's fees though.
And so again, we cannot function without such amazing attorneys in our community. And that was the whole concept. It was really to get other attorneys interested and to get them to dedicate pro bono hours in our community. And each year we're growing, and each year, unfortunately, I hate to say we're growing because that means that we have more need, but we have grown significantly since 2008, and we're very grateful for our volunteers.